Alright, how's it going? Welcome to Durrant's video blog. Today we are in gorgeous sunny Ibiza in our apartment. We stay here every Monday night to do our residency privilege. We play every week with Tiesto, one for Tiesto, and then in a couple of weeks' time we'll be opening our electric playground room. But the big news this week is that we have taken delivery of our Akai APC40. Now, I've got to stress now, if you are not a DJ, you're not a gearhead, you're not a studio geek, turn off now, because this is going to be incredibly boring, even more boring than our computer music masterclass, which is on YouTube at the moment. So if you're not mad into this kind of thing, then do turn off now, okay? Everyone else who's left will get pretty in depth with this, because we've just been getting head around it this week, and we thought it'd be good to do more of a sort of real world thing, how we're going to use it to DJ, just in case you're kind of thinking of getting one, you're thinking of getting into sort of software DJing rather than just using CDs and vinyls, whatever else. So let's get stuck in. Right, well, if you're still here, you've obviously got some kind of interest in the Akai APC40 or Ableton or whatever else. So we'll give you a quick rundown of it. Also, probably if you're still here, it means that you know something about this, you've got some idea what it does. An Ableton controller made just for Ableton, really, although you could use it for other things, based around this matrix clip thing here. So all of these buttons correspond to all of our tracks that we have in Ableton. All of the faders work the faders, all the knobs obviously work the knobs in Ableton, but we're just going to quickly run through how we've remapped some stuff. So first of all, we've whacked all our tracks in here. Everything is kind of in rough key order. We put all of our music through mixed in key, and then kind of colour code it, which sounds really properly anal, but it works in practice, because everything that's sort of a rough shade of brown is a 1 or a 2. Then you start to move, into darker shades. That moves into 3 and 4. And it's just a really good, easy way of visually checking things in a club when it's dark. You can kind of see what colours are as to what will go with what. So we've got those all in our clip matrix. Whenever we fire something off, whack the fader up. If I hit that, it'll start that one playing. And it's kind of self-explanatory. Play everything at once. So you kind of get the gist of that. You navigate through your clips with the bank select up and down to choose, kind of if you've got more than just 4 or 5 on each one. The way we've set it up is 4 channels of tracks, which you can kind of see as your record library, and then our sort of channel 5, our bank 5. We've got nothing in there, it's just totally empty, it's just a little space on there, we've not given it a name or anything, which I know a lot of people might think that would be kind of wasted, but it's quite nice to separate stuff off, because we've got tracks, banks 1 to 4, and then in 6, 7 and 8 we've got sound effects, loops and acapellas, so that just gives us a nice little space. It also means, you can't see that these are sort of lit up because it's too bright in the Ibiza sunshine, but we've got to see later on in the club that these all kind of light up and you can see what's playing. So we've got the gap on row 6, on bank 6 we've got stuff like risers, whooshes, stabs, stuff like that. On number 7 we've got loads of little vocal loops, and on number 8 we've got all our acapella. So that's how we sort of organise it, and that sort of works really well for us. Okay, over here you've got the send banks basically. So when the APC arrives, this is your pans. All these are pans for different channels. This one is send 1, send 2, send 3. Except that we didn't want to use it that way. The way we wanted to do it was to remap our own stuff. So we've even labelled it up because we're really anal. So instead of pan, we've got all the bass kills. So all of the channels 1 to 8. We've got bass kills 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when we're mixing, you can do both the knobs at the same time and get a nice little flowy mix going. If we flick the next one, that's a delay on all the channels. So all I need to do is whack that up, and I get a nice little delay on each channel. Over there, I've got a high pass filter, same thing again, and over in this one, I've put a low pass filter. So we've totally remapped these to do what we do and to kind of help us in our DJing. The only other thing that we've remapped, so there's 2 things actually. One is this, that's usually your cue volume. We've renamed that tempo, so that when I turn the knob there, it takes the tempo between what we play at, anything between 127 and 132, and give that a nice little increments. Just set that on the MIDI map, so we can mix out of CDs, we can mix into CDs, whatever else. And then the other thing we've mapped is super trigger. So basically, if I select any of these channels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I choose channel 1, then you go over here, anything that I've got on channel 1 comes up here. We've sort of ignored this in the way our setup works because we've remapped everything to this so we can see it all at once. But the only thing we've got on there at the moment is super trigger. So if I hit channel 1, then super trigger, then it'll start affecting whatever's, you know, so if I've got some beats going, stick some beats on here. You have to excuse the crappy laptop volume, but if I've got this stuff going on channel 1, all I need to do is hit super trigger. You can hear it's kind of reversing it, it's messing around with it, it's chopping it up. Take it off, and that applies to anything, just hit each of these. Right, one of the only issues, one of the only problems we've found with the APC so far is that when you're flicking between the tracks, it won't always show you the different waveforms. So if you're DJing, you want to see where the beginning of one track is, you want to flick to see the end of another. If you can see there, it's not actually moving between them. So we emailed Ableton about this actually and asked them if there was any workaround. There is. It's a really simple thing to do. If you've got tracks playing, so let me just get these going. Right, I've got 3 tracks, all on different scenes here. I'll play that one, so they're on different scenes. When the APC arrives, you can't just flick between these, it'll just show you anything random. See, that's not changing. So what you want to do is hit your MIDI, and then choose that, and then map it to one of the other buttons, like we've chosen the activator button. So if I hit there, take the MIDI off, I can then flick through whatever's playing and it will show me the waveform just by hitting through the activator button. So now activator just means check the waveform of whatever track's playing on this bank. It's a really, really good, easy workaround, and it's solved what is, we can find, one of the only problems with the APC. So that's pretty much how we work it. We're going to pack it all up, go and grab some dinner, and we'll show you it in practice, in Privilege, world's biggest club, in a couple of hours. We'll see you then.